You might be just starting out in the industry or being in business for over 2 decades. However, that is one common feature that all successful business, regardless of the size, should be aware of it. Today, we are going to leverage that feature to help your company thrive in 2023. Welcome to another show of Trading Secrets Podcast. Today's show is number 17, and it is called Room for Improvement. But before we start the show, I wanted to share some very exciting changes the way I produce the podcast. On top of the audio version that you are already familiar with, I am also recording the show on camera so we can upload that to YouTube. If you are on a car or at the gym, the audio is great. However, YouTube is a great way to be discovered all over the world. And our main goal here is to spread the word about becoming a great top-notch installer, right? So the more ways we can do these, the better. And as a bonus, you will have visuals to go along the way. So tell us how you find us, and we'll go from there.
Welcome to the Trading Secrets. Education and small business mixed with a bit of zesty Brazilian sauce. Here's your host, Roger.
2 weeks ago, the shower faucet in my bathroom started to leak. So my wife called the same plumber we used once before. He was recommended by a close friend of ours. The first time we used him, he showed up on time, was very clean, performed the job as, described. It was efficient. I was happy with the quality of his work and even give him some money as a job well done. We know how much people appreciate a professional that show up on time and do the work as agreed, right? That's exactly what we do here. So this time we call him again with the same expectations. He agreed to show up on time on 2 o'clock on a Saturday, but nothing. 3 o'clock, nothing. 4 o'clock, nothing. 5 o'clock, nothing. So I told my wife, I bet he forgot the appointment. I was upset, but I didn't call. I was just expecting a call back to say, hey, I'm running late or whatever, but nothing. The following Monday morning, I called my friend to share what happened over the weekend. I said, do you know another guy that could do the job? He said, let me see what I can do and I'll give you a call back. Meanwhile, the plumber from Saturday calls me and apologized that he didn't show up. He said, I forgot all about the appointment. So, hello, you don't say those things to your clients. He said he was not able to come back to the job site until the following Saturday, but will be more than happy to send his brother instead. I figure, well, if the brother works with him, they should share the same working ethics, right? So I said, sure, my wife is home, send him over. So he went to do the job, and when I arrived later, he was still there. I see his truck outside, and as I go in, I see mud tracks all over the house. I open the door, and I tell my wife, what's going on here? She gives me that look and said, I don't know what to do. So I went upstairs, and I greet the guy, and I say, how are you? And if you need anything, just let me know. And I went to my office. I didn't agree a bit with all that messy work, but I said, whatever. So when he was done, he called me. I went to check, and indeed, the faucet was replaced. The leak was done. It was gone. But boy, oh boy, it was sloppy and dirty and greasy fingertips all over the place. I was upset. But I figured if I have to tell this guy to clean up, it would be, whoa, hello. So if you don't realize that the job is all messed up and I need to point that out to you, doesn't make any sense to me. So I said, thanks so much for your job. How much is it? Pay him. He couldn't have this guy out of my house fast enough. So after the break, we're going to go over those things, those mistakes, and the things we could do differently in order to keep the client happy. We'll be right back.
The Trading Secrets Podcast will be right back. Imagine if window treatment professionals had all the information they needed to make their jobs easier and more productive. Information such as installation tips, guidance for a product they are not familiar with, or business ideas to help them save time and money. All of this information under one roof like an Amazon warehouse, and all of the information organized in topics for easy access, like Netflix. What about unbiased feedback, such as what is found in the Consumer Report recommendations? Welcome to the Wise Community, one destination for all your window coverings needs. Everything organized under 6 categories: hard treatments, soft treatments, plantation shutters, motorization, installation, tips, tools and supplies, business topics. You will have full access to videos, classes, monthly webinars, recommendations, and more. All of this for a monthly fee cheaper than a bagel and a cup of coffee. And wait, it gets better. Once you sign up, you are locking the current price for life. No price increase ever. Join the Wise Community now and reach greater heights. Now back to the Trading Secrets Podcast with your host, Roger.
Welcome back to the show, and let's go over the mistakes the plumber made and how we could have done differently and better. Mistake number 1, he said he forgot the appointment. You never, ever tell a client that you forgot the appointment. Even if you do, you come up with something else. You said the car broke down, the phone died, you have a flat tire, but you don't tell the client that you don't remember, that he is not important. So that's pretty much the message you sent to him. Don't do that. Mistake number 2, I came to the house and I see mud tracks all over. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of shoe covers and tarps. Those things send a message to the homeowner that you are going to do a great job. Even if you don't know what you're doing, the first impression matters and tells Mrs. Jones that you are going to take care of the house. So if you don't want to use shoe covers because you feel they are slippery, bring an extra shoes, we call the indoor shoes. So you work with those inside the house. Mistake number 3, you leave a big sloppy mess as you leave. So vacuum, or at least you sweep the spot, the working area that you just did. You take the trash, you take the old treatments. If your company doesn't take the treatments with the installer, at least ask Mrs. Jones where she wants the boxes and the old treatments to be. In the garage, in the basement, in the backyard, but clean up the area. And finally, making all those mistakes, you just missed the chance to receive a 5-star reviews and close the door for future work and potential referrals. Once you acquire a client and do a great job, it's so much easier and cheaper to do repeat work. Don't miss that opportunity. So, speaking of online reviews, my other business, Shades in Place, has over 700 5-star reviews from very happy clients. Inside the Wise Community, I have classes recorded where I go over step by step about getting those reviews. I am putting links in the description for everything we have discussed here today. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to reach out via social media at Trading Up Consulting or via email at roger@tradingupconsulting.com. Also, please share your thoughts about this new format. And if you watched us via video on YouTube, let us know and consider subscribing to our channel. And make sure you hit the like button so you tell YouTube that we'll deserve some extra attention. Thanks for your time today, and don't forget, never stop learning. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Please send us your comments and suggestions to improve your overall experience. Also, make sure to subscribe to our Trading Secrets newsletter via www.tradingupconsulting.com and tell your friends either by word of mouth or via Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time.